Ad Adda 2020 is here, and we have wonderful guests with us to give you a glimpse into the world of advertising and marketing. I'm Agnijita Mukherjee, one of your hosts for this session. And before we begin, let me invite my co-host this evening, Masoom Sengupta.
Hello and welcome.
So we just finished with a wonderful session, and we have a Jomjomat Adda right up ahead. But before that, I would like to request one of the most important members of our heritage family, the director of the Kalyan Bharti Trust, Mr. Probi Roy, who is here with us this evening. Sir, I'd like to invite you to please kindly say a few words.
Advertisement-টা খুবই মজার জিনিস আমার একটা জিনিস মনে আছে and that is where really technique comes in and যেখানে যারা ক্রিয়েটিভ ডিজাইনার রয়েছেন তারা এটা ক্রিয়েট করেন ওয়ান্ডারফুল আমি যখন বেঙ্গল কেমিক্যাল ছিলেন অ্যারাউন্ড 1990 মানে লট অফ ফিনাইন্স বাজারে এলো এবং তার ইনক্লুডিং রেকেট কোলম্যান নিয়ে এলো লাইজলটা অ্যাট দ্যাট টাইম তো সেইটাকে কাউন্টার করার জন্য তখন আমরা গেছিলাম রাম রের কাছে তা উনি একটা ডিজাইন করে দিলেন আমাদের একটা থ্রোন তৈরি করলেন আর সেইখানে একটা বাচ্চা করলেন So this phenyl is above all phenyls and that really worked fantastically well.
Right, exactly.
And so such a simple thing. So people, I still remember, it was done by Ram Ray. I still remember his name, Ram Ray. So was the person and around 1990. So yeah, it's a fantastic technology, fantastic thing to do and jara eta koren, they are extremely hats off to them. তাদের আমি নমস্কার করি যে তারা অত্যন্ত শ্রদ্ধেয় it's a wonderful technique. I'm not good at it, I can assure you. I'm a typical engineer, I don't know how to do all this. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for encouraging us and for guiding us. So, ladies and gentlemen, the guests that we lined up here today evening, for all of you advertising and film aficionados out there, our first guest can best be introduced through visuals and some iconic ones at that. Let's have a look at one of the most iconic advertisements or ad films that he has penned down and created that we've managed to bring here just for you.
ना
दो ना
ना ना दूंगी ना दूंगी ना दूंगी रे तुझे ना दूंगी ना दूंगी ना दूंगी रे
बिस्क फार्म द टॉप बिस्किट
थोड़े से मन ना भरे बांटने को जी ना करे.
Our guest, as many of you may have guessed by now, is best known for writing and directing critically acclaimed films. He's a genius with words and has films like Bhuter Bhobishot, Ashtorjo Pradip, Meghnad Bod Rohosho, Bhobishoter Bhut, and Borun Babur Bondhu to his credit. Shard with accolades around the globe, he's a maestro who needs no introduction. I'd like to welcome Mr. Onik Dotto to Ad Adda. Namaskar, sir. Welcome.
Those adjectives, but thank you.
Before we begin, আজকের আড্ডাটা জমজমাট করার জন্য আমাদের যে দ্বিতীয় গেস্ট তাকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করার জন্য আমি মাসুম ম্যামকে অনুরোধ করব.
Thank you, Agnijita. 12 years, 475 commercials, 150 clients, 3 feature films, 91 awards and nominations. That's Bodhai Mukherjee for you. Before I usher him in, let us watch one of his finest works.
ये ज़बान नहीं है कि मुंह में बोल कहाँ गई थी? मैं काम पे गई थी। काम करने गई थी या मुंह खराब करने? पैसे निकाल। ये पैसे मेरी बात। झूठ बोलती है नहीं। क्यों दो पैसे? शराब पीने के लिए ना? शराब पियो या कुछ भी। तेरे बाप का क्या चाहता तू पैसा दे? पैसा देती है ना?
क्या है
बॉल
कोई बॉल वॉल
Bring domestic violence to a halt. Ring the bell.
Bodhai Mukherjee has donned many hats, including that of an ad man, feature film director, writer, producer. Mukherjee has been part of several award-winning projects. the first Bengali ad filmmaker to win a Silver Lion at Cannes in 2010, and for this particular ad that you just saw. He insists on handpicking ingredients, mixing them to perfection to make films that are edible. We talked to him about his journey in the communication space that shapes him as a storyteller. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bodhayan Mukherjee. Welcome, Mr. Mukherjee. Yes. And that brings us to the first question of the day. Now, gentlemen, please take turns while answering this. Since both of you have traversed the journey from ad films to feature filmmaking, how has the transition been? I mean, how do you view this transition? And what are the differences, if any? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty. Mr. Datta, if you could go first.
Well, I came into, advertising and advertising agency primarily because there weren't any other avenues at that point of time to get into filmmaking straight away. It was very bleak, unlike now where there are a lot of opportunities and openings, etc. So, and kind of got myself a job with the audiovisual department, which would basically commission the film to various producers. But then I had a kind superior who realized that I'm basically here to make films, and he allowed me to, do certain, whatever, dealer films and, other kind of films, smaller commercials, etc., and write them. But I remember writing something which I still feel is one of, the better written commercials by me, and this was a takeoff on Sukumar Rai's hiking, and for a client which came from outside Calcutta. But I wasn't allowed to, because there were these big guys in like what Bodhayan is now from Bombay, some of the Bengalis, but like the client wanted to know the name of the producer. I was very confident that I'll do this film best, and my boss also believed that. But then, how things go. And then but my basic intention was to make feature films, tell stories, feature length or shorter, whatever it is, though I was enjoying. So I quickly first, to make my own films, I branched out within a couple of years and start trying to become an advertising filmmaker. And that too in Calcutta. It is like playing ice hockey in Madras or something like that. So, which did not. I mean, earlier there was this was the center of activity for commerce in Calcutta. The head offices were here, and hence the big advertising agencies and their head offices were here. So, but by the time I had joined, all this, there was this flight of capital for whatever reason, and then the capital is not there, there aren't too many works, but still some of them were there. So we got to be. Other thing was that I was missing making the film myself. I pretty much started. Bodhayan came in a little later, when things kind of somewhat took a form, but a few of us friends, we said, okay, we will stay back here and see. And I did stay back against all kinds of advices and even, common sense. It was absolutely made those days no sense to stay back in Kolkata, because I wanted to do a feature film one day. And I thought that if I do a feature film, it should be in Bengali, because that's the language I'm most comfortable with. And which happened much later. Your question was that what was it like to switch from one to the other? Well, the basics are the same, but I would use an analogy, which is, it's like if I say that advertising is limited overs cricket, feature film is more like test match cricket, which I was always more interested in seeing. So in terms of, preparing yourself mentally, physically, and, continuous 30, 40 days in Bombay, they do even 60, 70 days of shoot or more, and kind of have the discipline where in a one day, T20, I don't consider cricket, so I'm not going there. but in one day you're supposed to hit the ball, like Sehwag said, see ball, hit ball. But in test cricket, there are times when you have to outside the off-stump corridor or of uncertainty, you leave the ball, then the right kind of ball come up to the pitch. And this, I'm trying to explain. I mean, it's like more, a lot more thinking goes into it. Not that in advertising it doesn't, but I enjoyed advertising filmmaking also. I'm still doing that to a much lesser degree right now, but I am continuing with it because that's how I make a living. In Calcutta, you make feature films as a director. I mean, it's difficult to run the show. So, but this was the transition, like mentally, etc. And the first transition was the script. If you write the script yourself, that itself takes a long time. And then you, by the time you're actually going onto the floor, you have kind of realized that it's a different ball game. So this is basically the thing, and I'll later, if you want, I can add to this. Let's Bodha and
Mr. Mukherjee, if you could continue.
Yeah, so I think very similar to Onyx's journey as well. I think most of us at filmmakers at some point in time in life have always wanted to make that natural progression. I would always call it, it's in the journey, it is a natural progression. So I'll give you a very interesting example. So when Teen Kahun, which is my debut feature, and again, like Onyx, I had decided that my first feature had to be Bangla. So I was in Bombay, and while living in Bombay, we decided to make a Bengali feature. So every morning, in the lead up to the shooting of Teen Kahun, I would stand in front of a mirror and look at myself and tell myself that don't be an ad filmmaker. Do not be an ad filmmaker. So now what often people have asked me that what do you mean when you say that do not be an ad filmmaker? I think there are certain basic differences. Onyx has said that it is a analogy of cricket between test match and limited over. I wholeheartedly agree. But at the same time, what also used to happen now, if I drop the analogy and actually come to the art of filmmaking, there are certain things which as ad filmmakers we do. So and that's something which I was telling myself not to do. Say like we always have a very micro view of the frame, of the picture, of the film. Now, feature film is always a macro view. You go above it and look at it as a whole. In advertising, we don't look at things as a whole. In advertising, we even shoot and edit. But in feature, if you start shooting and edit, you have had it. So I think there are certain things which I was also telling myself that do not overcut a film. So in advertising, we love to overcut. The basic laws of editing says that you would not cut a shot till such time you need to cut it. But in advertising, you cut the shot to hasten up pace, to reduce length. So there are a number of things we do. Now, those are things which were worrisome for me. And I acknowledge that. And I used to stand in front of the mirror and tell myself that do not be an ad filmmaker when you are making your feature. So let's be a feature filmmaker. And well, I think that has been the journey so far. It has been a natural progression.
Both of you, the kind of experiences, the similarities and differences as well. And, you know, I love the fact that Mr. Mukherjee, you brought up the differences between, you know, being a feature filmmaker and an ad filmmaker. And on that note, my question would kind of look at a little bit of the difference in the sense that I'd like both of you to, you know, enlighten us about what kind of skill is required. I mean, feature film, both of you said that a lot of time and a lot of effort is invested, you know, particularly the time in creating the script of a feature film. But when it comes to an advertising film, an ad film, you have to tell a story in 30 to 40 seconds. So what kind of skill is required to be able to successfully do that?
Who first?
Mr. Dotto can, start, and or Mr. Mukherjee, anyone. Jom Adda, so it's up for grabs.
Okay, as we all know, that there are various departments in filmmaking which are headed by what we call the HODs, head of departments. So there's the guy called the camera, the editor, the music person, sound design, art director, etc. And the director can get involved in some of them if he so chooses. Now, from one point, I think I and Bodhan's, whatever you call it, Bengalis love this word, journey. So our journey kind of was a little different. So he went to Hollywood, and I stayed back in one of those, poor European kind of countries where.
Loving the analogy here.
The scale was completely different. But the thing is, why I'm saying this is that slowly in Calcutta to survive, I realized that I can't just survive as an advertising filmmaker only. I need to have some kind of an USP, which is a little, different than there were very few others. There was one, there was not much competition. Or even, why should they not go to Bombay? Though they were maybe 10 times more expensive. But still, first of all, these things, you hone the skills. In anything, you hone the skill. Unfortunately, I did not get someone to assist. Well, I did for feature films at one point of time, but then I completely botched up those, opportunities that I got, because I had to survive and do the advertising films. So I had no, whatever, as I was working for J. Paul Thompson, which was then HTS, right? And I used to go to Bombay, anything, the smallest dealer films, everything was being done in Bombay. Earlier, Calcutta had all the distinct filmmakers, and this was the period when there was nothing was happening. Yeah? So, but then I used that as my film school, because I didn't go to any film school, seeing the best of the directors and seeing the best of the technicians. And I must say that those days, advertising films, technically and otherwise, it started changing its slope with people like Prahlad Thakur. You had him in your panel. So, and the contents changed later, but definitely they were far ahead of the look of the feature films, etc. Content-wise, maybe there were some of them were very good. And slowly, both in Bombay and in Calcutta, Bodhan will perhaps agree with me that these technicians coming from, we work with a whole lot of people. They're common to us, cinematographers and all, hone their skills and then join the feature films. So each one, like say the frames, the duration of the shots, and this timing is. Now with the internet advertising, we have some breathing space. I said that the additional thing which I did was, normally the thing is, norm is that the advertising agency develops what they call the creative, and which is the script and the idea, etc. Then they approach the filmmaker, either 3 or 4 filmmakers they quote. At least during my time, that was the case. Or in some cases, maybe they decide and then develop this along with the consultation with the filmmaker. They have an input, but the idea comes from them. Here, since the film literacy was, because of lack of exposure, not so much there in the agencies, I would get scripts which are not filmable. So finally, I decided that let me try and do both. So I was playing both an agency and a filmmaker, the creative part. Of course, I have no idea about the rest of the things, release, media, strategy, and it was pretty much gut feel. I have never, even when I was working for HTA, I attended some of their workshops, etc. But my training, whatever I got, was in Bombay, looking at the filmmakers, how they light, what they do. So the disciplines are very different, including the music director. Like you might have someone, a huge musical personality from Indian classical or Western classical, but this discipline, unless you go through that, and in Calcutta we had to actually make mistakes and learn. There was, of course, an apprentice with one of the very good filmmakers who was in Calcutta, advertising filmmaker, another friend of ours, and in Bombay also. But I did not have that kind of a guru who would teach me. So I made mistakes. But by the time I had, I did my first film pretty late in my life when I was, giving up the idea of doing feature films. But by then, pretty much, let's say, even when thinking about a concept, I knew that I had to do with Bombay films are at least 30, 40 seconds, but our main films were 20 seconds. So there's no point thinking, or I know the kind of budgets that I have to operate within. I know that I have to use one single location. I know maybe I can't afford sets. So keeping all these logistics and components in mind, even in feature film we have to do that. But here also in advertising, normally people think there's lots and lots of money. Not always. So my thinking started, and towards the end, what was happening is that if I write something and then I time it, it was coming to exactly 20 seconds. So you develop that skill. So in music, in camera, in edit, and in advertising, pretty much what Bodhan was saying, that you cut the film in the camera. My editor, who's also editor for Bodhan and his feature films, although even with my first film, that's a bad habit which kind of overlapped from my advertising film. By the time I finished shooting the film, my editing, he was getting the reels and he had pretty much completed. Because he said it was cut in the camera. I knew exactly where you wanted the cuts. So, so the skill set is very different. Let's say someone suddenly today, there's been plenty of examples like that. That very well-known feature filmmakers have been commissioned to make, internationally famous advertising films, and the films didn't come out that well because it's a different kind of game. Now, if you want to be good in both, or let's say filmmaker can be a documentary filmmaker and all kinds of things, but then each one needs a different adaptability. The other thing was that I was very scared when I was doing advertising films. I don't know whether this happened. I saw a lot of these, brilliant, well-known advertising filmmakers. Some of them again from Calcutta. There are a lot of these, people from Calcutta, from Bengal, Malayalis, yes, who are. I mean, if you go there to a set, you will find most of the people talking in Bengal because the filmmaker, the cameraman are mostly from Calcutta. Anyway, so I found that these people never ended up making feature films. I'm not taking names, Bodhan will know exactly who all I am talking about, who were known to be brilliant advertising filmmakers, and they wanted to make feature films. I know. One person was very close to, he grew up going to the sets of Satyajit and all that, and he told us that. But it spoils you. You get far more resources, and if you're doing I hate to use the word regional, but let's say Bengali language cinema, then there's no way you're going to get that kind of luxury, using whatever resources or budget, which you do in advertising films. So it kind of spoils you. So you have to completely, like he told himself, standing in front of the mirror, do not be, you are now not this thing. There was this friend of mine, he was a music director. He told me, Oni, তুমি আবার অনেকগুলো বিজ্ঞাপনের ছবি বানিয়ে ফেলো না, মানে cluster of feature films, because that's how we start thinking. And since I did the concepts also for the ad films, everything, I mean, from writing this thing, I would listen to the brief, and straight away, sometimes while going back in the car, I would have already had it in my mind, including the jingle, and over the phone I'll said that this is the thing. He said, yes, okay, go, start. So, I was getting used to that that kind of slot and that style.
That process, yeah.
And a process that
Okay.
then I think this is what we wanted to know, right? I mean,
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the fact that you've been able to tell us about the difference in the skills and the difference in the mindsets and the processes once you get into it is actually what we wanted to hear.
I
And
think our
you know,
generation started breaking this divide. There were earlier not only the filmmakers, even the cameramen who were brilliant, but people used to wait for them to do the ad films. They were not so popular in the feature film, universe, and
yeah.
feature filmmakers did not make advertising films, and the star advertising filmmakers would not. And then slowly, kind of changed. I think it's changed for better, because I think there cannot be one thing I will say a better training than because even if it's a micro level, you know that each and everything, every minute details, you have the time to dedicate. And like if you listen to someone, they're placing props and they'll say that a little anti-clockwise, 5 degrees, back 2 degrees clockwise, and things like that. So that becomes a habit, which is not a bad habit, as long as you can. But you know that you can't be so indulgent when you're making a feature film. But then it helps. I think I have gained a lot by doing advertising films and seeing other good advertising filmmakers work.
And so, I'd like to ask the other great advertising filmmaker right over here, Mr. Mukherjee, what about your take on, the skill in capturing that vision in 30 to 40 seconds?
অনেক সবই বলে দিয়েছে, আমার খুব একটা কিছু বলার কিছু নেই to begin with.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
so
about
I think-
I asking you this question, Mr. Mukherjee? Okay, please continue.
No, so I think as a small, let me just quickly add a sentence. I think, see, as ad filmmakers, we have always fought the remote. I think that's something we have always done. So when we were we were assistant directors. I started off my career in Kolkata in a company called Black Magic, and I was assisting Abhijit Chaudhary. So we were always fighting the remote. Now that fight has kind of progressed to now you fight a mouse, a touchpad. So you're fighting smartphones, you're smiting the human instinct to switch. So now the moment you are faced with that, which basically means that your film, which you have made, in the first 3 or 4 seconds, if you have not hooked on to people, if you have not hooked on your audience, then audience will switch. So this has been one of the greatest skills which every ad filmmaker has tried to inculcate in themselves. That how do you arrest the slide where people will switch from your film to something else? It could be anything. So hence, I think there are certain skill sets which automatically we imbibe. Is that how do you begin the film? What happens? Is there something arresting in the sound design which will catch attention? So the first 3-4 seconds always became critical. Now later on today, when we go out and make longer films and the Google guys in the meeting come and tell us that give us 6 seconders, that's when you realize that that's precisely where the world has come to. The human attention doesn't last beyond 6 seconds anymore. So what will you do in the first 6 seconds of your film which will hold on to your audience? That's where I think the skill comes in. And as Onik rightly says, and this is something which I've always believed in, is that until and unless you have an edit in mind, there's no way you will ever make a great film. Films do not happen at the edit table. It happens here while you are shooting. So if you do not have an edit in mind, no editor can come and save you at the edit table. So I think these are small insights. But again,
No, but I think both of you are editors' dreams, if I can say so. Because you know what you want and you have it right there.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
it.
sir.
Mr. Mukherjee, this question is for you. What would be your advice for student ad filmmakers, the greenhorns, Mr. Mukherjee?
I think I'll possibly say something which I've always told myself, and I would always say that have fun in whatever you're doing. When if you have fun, then possibly that fun will show in the work that you are doing. And if the fun shows, the people who will see the fun while you have had it will be your audience. So never be under the pressure of just film is not a job. So if you start looking at it as a job, you will not be having fun. Then you possibly go to a bank and work from 9 to 5. Film is not a 9 to 5 job. Film is a 24-hour job for the rest of your life. So you have to have fun. The day, as a filmmaker, I stop having fun, I will possibly call it quits. So that's something which I will always tell younger. I keep telling my assistants that have fun in whatever you're doing.
But what about ad filmmakers? Because many a times the corporate guys are calling the shots. They're telling you, this is what I want. This is exactly what I do not want. What about the creative sensibility of a director?
See, one thing which as ad filmmakers we have to understand, and this is something which I've learned over years, is that no matter whatever you call your clients to be, the people who know the brand the best is the client. There is no way I, as an ad filmmaker, would know the brand the way a brand manager does. So it has to be a question of mutual respect. If I keep respecting the fact that a brand manager knows so much about the brand, is there an insight which can actually help me in my filmmaking? Then I think we walk hand in hand, and that helps us in making the kind of films that we would possibly want to make, which will work for me as a filmmaker because I will bring in my creative sensibilities. The brand manager will possibly bring in his or her insight, and it should be a win-win situation. But the moment I kid myself and say that, okay, I am the one who knows, and there's no one in the world who knows better than me, then you have had it.
Okay.
I would actually like to ask, take it to another track, in a sense that once again, harnessing the fact that, both of you have had the best of both worlds, advertising and feature films. So, has any advertisements ever inspired or helped you conceptualize characters or, films in any way? Mr. Dotto.
Are you talking about my films or other films?
Both. I would like to ask you first, and I'd like to ask Mr. Mukherjee again as well.
Other films, like he's participated in Cannes and all that and won an award, but every year we used to see them very closely, and some of them were brilliant. And we got to see some films from India. We had started making international class films. This was one of the areas where in advertising films, our country was at par, almost par, with the rest of the world. So, I mean, I and you have all seen these films. They were breaking the norms. Any form of art, even if it's very commercial, advertising, selling a product or a service, the moment you break that, and what he said was very important. I mean, unless you're extremely passionate, now the opportunities are much more. When we came out, it was very bleak. The dark. Sometimes I used to have doubt myself that did I do the right thing by getting into all this? But you gotta it's filmmaking is not glamorous at all. Advertising is somewhat more easy, fun, etc. But there, it's blood, sweat, and tears. And if you don't enjoy, then it's very difficult to survive. Plus, there are a lot of mental pressures, etc., which work on you clients who are not very understanding, etc. To overcome all that, it's again, I go back to cricket. If you're the whole day, you have to run around in the sun and do the fielding. But if you're enjoying it, it won't seem like work. Like for us, it's like getting paid for what I like doing, what would have been my hobby, let's say. A lot of these, you find these engineers, doctors, scientists, at some point of time leaving their work and doing films, earning some money, and because that bug, so that's important. And when you're saying that whether my films in a strange way did, that's why I'd ask you to play that Bisfarm commercial.
That is why that was one of the most iconic ads, and
so
we still remember the song and the ad.
That which came first, chicken and egg situation. No, the commercial was made first. Now the baseline of the commercial was basically biscuits you had to share. Eshader bhag hobe. So and then when I first went there, now they're making national films, which the basic sensibilities, pan-Indian, etc. Though I always feel that whichever thing, in the ambience or whatever, if you go a little regional, it kind of is more interesting. So I was choosing various lines, etc. Mostly this was dubbed in Hindi, but the original thing was in Bangla, where there is Devona, Jabena, whether it's poetry, whether it is Jatra, whether it's films, poetry, Chokki Chattopadhyayর একটা যেতে পারি কিন্তু কেন যাব সেটাকে আমি করে দিয়েছিলাম খেতে পারি কিন্তু কেন খাবো। তারপর গানের মধ্যে একলা খাবো একলা খাবো একলা খাবো। তারপর যাত্রায় বিনা যুদ্ধে নাহি দিব সুচাগ্র মেদিনী, বিনা যুদ্ধে নাহি দেব whatever bite count fight, পুরোনো ছবির মধ্যে suddenly I remembered, later strangely I realized it's a Rohiter song. I thought it was one of those আমাদের নামগুলো ভুলে যাচ্ছি, যাই ওই পুরোনো দিনের অভিনেত্রী যারা সিঙ্গিং স্টার্স ছিল, তো তাদের গান, যেটা হলো বাংলায় আঙুরবালা এবং যার জন্য কদলি বলে, তো তাদের ওই যে স্টাইলটা ছিল, যে ওই গানটা ছিল দেবো না দেবো না দেবো না, না অরিজিনাল গানটা ছিল যাবো না যাবো না যাবো না যাবো না যাবো না রে। তো সেইটাকে আমার দিদিমাকে গাইতে শুনেছি। সো আমার মনে হলো নানা রকম মিলিউ, আমি একটা জাপানিজ সামুরাই ফিল্মও করেছি, সেইখানে আমি তো জাপানি জানি না, তো ওরা নানা রকম ফিল্ম মেকারদের নামগুলো দিয়ে জাপানি বলছে, ওরা ঠিক যেভাবে ইয়েতে করে সামুরাইরা, কিন্তু বেসিক্যালি ফিল্ম মেকার এবং ফিল্মের নামগুলো, আর তার তলায় যা পোস্ট তোকে দেবো না, এই ধরনের সুপার আসছিল। সো এইটাতে আমি যখন ভূতের ভবিষ্যৎ করছি, একটা সাংঘাতিক সুস্থির নিয়েতে আমি বলেছিলাম এইটার মধ্যে আমি করবো, আর একটা কথা বলবে না। সেও আবার একটা অ্যাডভার্টাইজিং এজেন্সি ছিল, সে জানে। আমি বললাম একদম ইন্টারফেয়ার করবে না, তুমি বলো কত টাকার মধ্যে করতে চাও, আমি তার মধ্যেই করবো, এবং তারপর লিখবো, বলার পর লিখতে আসবো। তখন আমি দেখলাম যে আমার রেডি কি রয়েছে, এগুলো ভাবতে বেশি সময় লাগবে না। তো চারটা এবং নানা রকম স্টাইল, ওই সময় ডাইরেক্ট লাইটিং হতো, হাই লেভেলে হতো, পেছনের যে আকাশ ইত্যাদি, দ্য স্কাই, তার উপর দুটো ছায়া পড়তো, দুটো ইয়ে থেকে আকাশের মধ্যে দুটো ছায়া। তো এই জিনিসগুলোর মজা, এবং আমি বিভিন্ন স্টাইল ইউজ করেছি। ভূতের ভবিষ্যতে একটা হঠাৎ এসেছিল, এস্কিমো আসছে, তার আবার নাম ছিল নানুক, কারণ নানুক অফ দ্য নর্থ আমরা সবাই জানি। এই ধরনের বিভিন্ন রেফারেন্স কানেক্ট করবে, কেউ করবে না, আরো বোধা জিনিসও ছিল। সো ওইটা হয়েছিল কারণ আমি আরেকটা প্রোডাক্টের জন্য, ওই যেগুলো উলেন নিয়ে এগুলো পরে ভেতরে, তাদের জন্য একটা করেছিলাম এস্কিমোকে। এস্কিমোর একটা ড্রেস ছিল, সেটা অনেক আমাদের ফিচার ফিল্ম বা এর তুলনায় বেশ এক্সপেন্সিভ টু মেক। আই সেড দ্যাট আই হ্যাভ দিস, সো মেক ওয়ান। তো সবাই বললো, আর দাদা এটা কি করে আপনার মাথায় এলো পাঠিয়ে, মাথায় নেসেসিটি বলে না, যে মাদার অফ ইনভেনশন,
নেসেসিটি ইজ দ্য মাদার অফ ইনভেনশন।
সো তখন আমার এই যেগুলো দরকার, এটা হাতে আছে, এটা হাতে আছে। ইভেন ইফ ইউ সি জর্জ দা যেটা করেছিল, যে সাহেবটা পুরনো রামজে অফ কোর্স কামস ফ্রম দ্য রামজে ব্রাদার্স ফিল্মস, সেটাকে নিয়ে মজা করা হয়েছিল। কিন্তু ওইটারও একটা বিজ্ঞাপন ছিল। If you see, this one has kind of, ওদের যে মালিক সে আমায় বলেছিল, I should have, charged you a hell of a lot of these copyright for the songs, and so it does help you do that. And then the reverse also happens.
Thank you so much, Mr. Datta. We'll have to start wrapping up. Before that, very quickly, Mr. Mukherjee, what are the qualities that you would look in an intern? Because many students of ours are wanting to join the two of you. So very quickly, and then we'll open the house to questions.
See, every year there are almost some 20 interns who intern with us all through the year. Unfortunately, pandemic cheta hocche na. But there are certain things which I always look at. Ek to hocche je, the lesser you know, the better for us. I think that becomes a thumb rule. And the other thing which I personally believe is that if you have unanswered questions and hope that a stint with us will answer those, it could very well be that after 1 or 2 months or 3 months with us, you might say that what these guys are doing, I do not want to do. I will still call it a successful stint because it has answered a question which otherwise you would have possibly not got an answer to. So yeah, so that's about it. I think the other things are given across every walks of life. You need to be respectful, etc., etc. But these are the basic things which I always look for in an intern.
And
Okay.
if I can
Abhijita,
just
would
come
want to
in
read the first question, maybe?
I'd like to read the question, but I think there is a very burning issue at the moment, and I just can't help but
Tanishq
ask a little bit about that. Yes, so the recent Tanishq Ekatvam ad, and we all know that it was taken down, and it was a result of forced online censorship due to social media. So and this question I'd first like to ask Mr. Mukherjee and then Mr. Datta, just quickly in about a minute or so, if you could just give us your views on that. How do you feel about trolling or political intervention and the whole milieu now creating forced censorship on creativity? How do you feel about that?
I feel terrible to begin with. I think that's something which is absolutely given. I feel absolutely terrible because see, mixed marriages have happened in this country. And what hurts me the most, which also brings me to the other point, is that now we are at a time when you need to make a film like this. To begin with, why will you even need to make a film like this? For the simple reason that when we were growing up, no one had the need to make a film like this. Now, the fact is, it's a changing time, there's strange times. So you need to make a film like this. And now the times are dictating us to make a film like this, and the same times are also taking the film down. So this strange dichotomy where we are constantly fighting the inner demons this is basically a Frankenstein that we have loved and nurtured and created.
Yeah.
And it will come to bite us. So we have to brace ourselves for worse things in the future. And people have started calling us creative terrorists, but we are not. That much I can assure you.
We have so many more wonderful terms for creative people now. But Mr. Datta, quickly, if you can just give us 2 lines on your views on this.
I'm absolutely opposed to any kind of censorship, be it in advertising films or feature films. And Tanishq is that company Titan. My wife has worked there. I have worked for a lot of films for Tata Steel. I know these guys are relatively far more progressive than the regular business who understands only profit maximization. Now, basically, the business that is your goal. But here, someone tried at least doing that. No one takes any. If you will tell me out that they are not interested in, kind of, they say sensitive way, they will get upset, and that community will get upset. Very careful. Here, first of all, this is the kind of a thing that politically correct, etc. Why do we need to do these films? And it's kind of condescending. I mean, okay. I mean, we all know that this situation, the inter-religious, inter-caste marriage is a very healthy, অরুণবাবুর বন্ধুতেই ব্যাপারটা এই ডায়ালগটা রয়েছে। কিন্তু আমি বলছি যে ফিচার ফিল্মও তো হয়। আমার ছবিতে আমি সবচেয়ে বড় ভুক্তভোগী। সেখানে একটা মানে সিবিএফসি বলে একটা বোর্ড রয়েছে, যেটা ফিল্ম সার্টিফিকেশন, সেটাকে সেন্সর বোর্ড বলে সবাই। দে আর নট, দে আর সাপোজ টু জাস্ট সার্টিফাই ইউ যে কোন বয়সের লোক দেখতে পারে বা পারে না। আমার তো মনে হয় সেটারও দরকার নেই, যাই হোক লোকে যথেষ্ট বুদ্ধিমান এবং অন্য সব দিয়ে নেটে সব রয়েছে, যে কোনো বয়সের যে কেউ দেখতে পারে। ওটা একটা সেলফ সেন্সরশিপ আস্তে আস্তে ডেভেলপ করা দরকার। সেই কিন্তু এইখানে গেলে what has happened is they have gone and broken the showrooms, they have attacked the showrooms, the managers কে দিয়ে লিখিয়ে নিয়েছে দাসপাত, গুন্ডাগার্দি ছাড়া। সেম জিনিসটা হয় এখানে অনেক সময়। ওই আমাদের একটা হিন্দি ছবিতে হয়েছিল, কার জানি একটা গিয়ে ঢিল টিল মেরে বন্ধ করে দিয়েছিল এবং তারপর তোমার এটা বয়কট করবে, হ্যাঁ তোমার ইয়ে করে। আমার ক্ষেত্রে একটা সিবিএফসি করা, সেখানে একটা পর্দা, হ্যাঁ তারা এটা এবং ভীতুর মতো না বলে করেছিল। We fought it and we brought it back to the theater.
Yes, I think we've understood what you're trying to say. Indeed, terrible times, Mr. Datto. Yes. Quickly, first question, Shotodrupal writes to Mr. Mukherjee. When you sit and design a story for an ad film, what are the most important keys that you always keep in mind? What are the factors that you would keep in mind?
To begin with, I'll have to break the news here is that we do not design a story. It comes from the advertising agency. So the basic story comes from the advertising agency. What we do is we embellish it. We add things, we make it more cinematic. And at the end of it, as I told you, the most important thing that I will have to remember is that, is it engaging enough? Is my audience who will be watching the film, are they getting engaged with what I am showing on screen? If they are not, then I have done a bad job. So that is what I would go for. Every single decision that I'll take will primarily be about engaging the audience. Communication is always there. There's no way you will not keep that in mind. But audience engagement for me is absolutely vital.
Ognjita, if you could have questions.
The next question is again to Bodhan sir. How much flexibility does an ad director have over an agency? Although you have mentioned a little bit about it, but if you can just throw some more light on it.
Depends on the weight you throw. Since I'm 94 kgs, it becomes easier for me. So anyone who is thinner will possibly have it far more difficult. Anyway, I've lost 14 kgs. I'm 80 now. So anyway, that's besides the point. But it all depends on how much weight you throw, and also what is your track record, how logical you are, how reasonable you are, and if you are talking sense, people know. The moment you open your mouth, people know whether you're talking sense or the opposite of it. So instantly they would. So if there's mutual respect, you can get away with a lot of things. And I have done it myself. I have walked into PPMs where I have changed scripts. I have completely changed the way the brand team was looking at a film. So we have done that because everyone at the end of it realizes that we all are trying to better the film. And in whose interest? It's not in my interest alone. It's also in the brand's interest. So if people understand we are working as a team and there's mutual respect, I think a lot of things we can get away with.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir. And
next
I think
question.
we'll move on to the final question for the session.
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
have a question by Shuparna Ghosh. She's actually, and this question is related to one of the things that we were discussing towards the end. It's for Mr. Dotto. We are told by one of our professors to read and watch stories, and that certain stories irk certain governments or establishments. And we were referred to one of your movies, Bhobishyater Bhoot. On that note, can stories ever be written or filmed in isolation from mainstream politics? Can we make stories or films in isolation from mainstream politics? I think that's a very interesting
But if you
Question, yes.
if you expect me to answer this in 2 sentences, I can't. So I don't know whether I should even start. But maybe I'll come from the question which was addressed to Bodhaya. In my case, I do write even the commercials, and I am the agency, and I have no fixed, methods. I don't believe in it. As I said, I'm instinctive, gut level, and of course, over the years, if you could prove that it works in the marketplace also. Though I don't, write films for feature film or this thing, thinking about যে কে কতজন লোক দেখবে, কার ভালো লাগে, কে খাবে বলে না, এটা কে খাবে কে খাবে না মধ্যে না গিয়ে, whether I am in my mind's eye, if am I liking what I'm kind of visualizing. If the answer is yes, then I'll just hope that a few others do like. I make films for myself. Even commercials I treat like that. But then of course there are clients who over the year, then I argue, I sometimes say that I will not do it or I will do this because finally I am answerable. If I make a good film, he'll be happy. But if I listen to and compromise, then it will, you finally botch out. Coming to the political, non-political films, I mean, it's your choice. If you see, particularly, I'm sure even in, all over India, apart from a few documentary filmmakers, and in Bengal film industry, you will not see, very rarely will you see anything being reflected in the feature film. So you can sense if someone, say after 20, 40 years, sees a film which was made in 2000, whatever, they won't know what was going around, what the political situation was, what the social reality was, because they consciously avoid them. And that will tell them that there was this kind of gagging by certain parts that be, so that people thought it wise not to get into it. Now, I was an absolutely apolitical, there can't be actually. That's also a political position. I was not interested in, I was not into students' politics because I went to a college where there was no partisan politics. I was never interested in political news. Till a certain point of time, it started disturbing me, international news and here and then finally in Bengal. So I did realize that if I, become cagey and avoid that, then why am I making films? I just want to say whatever I want about any, God, sex, politics, and they're all interrelated in some way or the other. So even in my first film, there were undertones. There were a lot of these undertones. Some they couldn't kind of gone or relate, etc. But we had Vinal Sen's working there. Even in Shokti films, things would be reflected. The Naxalbari movement also, প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা দেখা যাচ্ছে, ফাইটে হচ্ছে, ক্যামেরা বলছে, সেগুলো আসছে। অন্যান্য ঋত্বিকবাবুর ছবি তো বটে, এদের তো সাংঘাতিক হয়। সেইটা কিছুটা বুদ্ধবাবু, তারপর গৌতম দা ইত্যাদি, কারণ সেই সময়টা বলা যেত। হঠাৎ একটা সময় এসেছিল বা এখনো রয়েছে যেখানে দে আর হোল্ডিং ব্যাক তাদের। সুতরাং আমার সেটা না দেখে আমার যেটা মনে হয়েছে এবং ভবিষ্যতের গুড আর নাথিং টু ডু উইথ ফিল্মস।
No, not at all. And I think that's a wonderful way. But sir, unfortunately, the wheels of time, they keep turning. But Adda prochond জমজমাট।
And আমরা যে ফরম্যাটে আছি, আমরা যে ফরম্যাটে আছি, সেই ফরম্যাটে বড্ড দর্শকরা ছোট সময় দেখেন, ওই একটা বন্ধনে বন্ধ আমরা। তো সেই জন্যই আমাদের ছোট রাখতে হয়েছে। আসুন ক্যাম্পাসে, প্লিজ ক্যাম্পাসে আসুন।
Believe me, given the time, এই আড্ডাটা সত্যি শেষ করতে ইচ্ছে করছে না। নায়কের একটা লাইন দিয়ে শেষ করতে চাইবো যে আড্ডাটা অত্যন্ত জমজমাট ছিল, টাইমে বদ্ধ থাকলেও মনে রেখে দেবো। Thank you so much, everyone. You've been wonderful.